How valuable was that time at IMG Academy? Just a chance to just be you and the team for a few days.
Oh, it was great. No, I thought we really enjoyed it. I thought it was great to be able to spend some time working with the players, control the environment. So I thought it was very good. Timing is great, isn't it?
This club's defending has been its weakness all season. Yeah. What's been worked on over the last weeks in order to make sure it's strong against what is one of the best attacks in MLS?
Yeah, look, there's lots of things that we need to look at. I think, you know, for us, obviously, we've been able to score goals. I think trying to make sure that we have good understanding of defensive principles is probably the biggest thing that we've been going through. Getting good understanding of what's required against a very good team. So yeah, look, we spent a lot of time sort of going through what they're going to do, but equally I think we want to try and create some problems for them. I think that they're a great attacking team. They're, you know, having a very strong year, but equally we're at home. We want to create a really intimidating atmosphere. I'm sure our supporters will be able to really help us on Friday night, and we want to cause some problems for them and you know, make them defend as well.
How do you balance that, focusing not only on the team itself, on your team itself, but also focusing on an Atlanta team that's playing pretty good football at this season so far?
Well, for us, our process is the same. I think we break down the opposition. We say, look, here's where they attack. You know, here's some of the principles that they use, and then equally, here's some of the principles that we want to use when we're attacking. I think that's pretty much how we operate. We'll look. You look at Martinez, he's already equalled the goal scoring record. You look at Almiron, you look at the areas that they try to play in, you try to make people aware of what they're going to do, but then equally you break them down and you say, okay, here's how to defend, here are the areas that they try to cover, and then try and come up with some ideas that will allow for success for us.
A guy like Martinez, do you go into the match thinking, hey, we don't want him breaking the record against us? Is that a mentality for the club?
I mean, for me it is. I don't want anyone celebrating any records at our place, for sure. But again, I think we need to focus on ourselves. You know, we've got good players. We have an ability to hopefully go and cause them some problems. And I think that's the biggest thing for us, especially at home. We want that atmosphere where it's really intimidating. It's hard for them to come and play. And we want to go and you know, cause as many problems for them as we possibly can.
How has Carlos Asquez adjusted to this club, and do you expect him to play this weekend?
It takes time, obviously. I mean, he's been able to come in, he's been able to train. We got sort of a little bit of time with him. He's still getting used to, I think, the level of training, the expectations. So we're managing Carlos, and then obviously we've got guys coming back from niggles. We've still got guys that are out, so we're trying to manage all that as we're getting through it.
You seem to have a much more hands-on approach than coaches in the past, jumping into practice and things like that. How are the players adjusting to that?
I think they're okay. I think, like everything, you try to bring your own personality. I think the biggest thing for me is that I want to be successful. I want to help people. I think so. From a player standpoint, we want to try and encourage them to express themselves, to play with a little bit of freedom, but also to pay attention to the coaching points. I think the biggest thing that we're trying to get is understanding of attacking and defensive principles. I think that's probably the biggest thing that we're trying to reinforce since we've been here. It's certainly an ongoing process, but you try to develop relationships with people to get better understanding and better buy-in.
Did you find the team was able to use the week in Bradenton as some team building and just to come together more?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we spent a little bit of time doing that. We wanted to work hard. I think that was something, you know, with a free weekend, we wanted to make sure that it was intense work and try to train to fatigue. I think that was the biggest thing we wanted to try to do is to try to push those levels to get used to it. I think that's something that we were very intentional about doing, because we haven't really been able to do that because we've had games Saturday, and I think part of our training process is to have such a high level of training that the games become a lot easier because you're training so hard. So that's something that we've tried to implement, but it's very difficult when you've got game after game. So last week we were able to maybe train a little bit harder, which was important for us.
You mentioned some players coming back from injury. Is there any updates on those certain players?
I mean, Specs is tried to get through training the last few days. Sasha tried to train yesterday, didn't quite make it. So we've got ongoing ones that maybe we're still evaluating. You know, sometimes they feel pain, what level of pain, and then are they going to be able to push through? And that's something that we're looking at. Obviously, a couple of suspensions this weekend as well. So it's an ongoing daily process that we look at and say, okay, well, what level of pain you're feeling, and then, do you think you can get through it? And I think that's the thing that we're still trying to establish with a number of players.
That was something I was going to ask about. No Higuita, no Yotun. How difficult is this match without two players that have been anchors as defensive midfielders?
Look, it gives an opportunity for somebody else to step up. I think that's something that we want to try to generate, is that regardless of who's available and who's not, that the next man up steps up and performs at the required level. So it gives somebody an opportunity to step up, and hopefully we can get the level of performance from that individual and from the whole team to give us something to cheer about.
This match, you being the new coach here, have you gotten the sense that this truly is a rivalry between Orlando and Atlanta?
Oh, look, yeah. I mean, we had it, before when I was here with Tampa, but I think that this is another level. I think you can definitely sense the rivalry. I think even speaking to the supporters last week, there's a real sense from them of what the game means to everybody. So, we're well aware of the importance of the game.